This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Criminalizing deepfakes. A Nova Scotia woman who was the subject of a new deepfake says the new law is too little too late. Buying local. A year and a half in, many Halifax residents are continuing to boycott American products. And a decade of pride. Truro reflects on progress.
Increasing clouds for Friday, chance for some showers and a risk for a thunderstorm as well. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Canada has a new law criminalizing the distribution of AI-generated nude deepfakes. But a Halifax woman who was made to appear naked in a photo taken from social media says it won't help her. The man who created the photo has already been acquitted. Kayla Hounsell reports.
It's too little, too late.
Too little, too late, because a new law criminalizing the sharing of nude deepfakes is coming into effect after the man who created one of her has already been acquitted.
I have felt like I have been screaming into the void for the past almost 2.5 years.
Her identity is protected by a publication ban. According to court documents, her former high school classmate admitted taking photos of her and some other classmates from social media, using artificial intelligence to make them appear naked, then sending the images to others. He was charged with distributing intimate images without consent. In March, a Nova Scotia judge acquitted him, ruling the synthetic images did not meet the definition of intimate images as then defined in Canada's criminal code. Much that is unacceptable is not criminal, she wrote in her decision. The law does not reflect the technology that exists today.
Accordingly, the motion is adopted.
Now it does. A brand new law changes the definition of intimate images to include a visual representation that is made by any electronic or mechanical means, including by means of artificial intelligence software.
This is a change that should have been made before, but it's never too late to do the right thing.
The woman in the Halifax case says she's overjoyed others will be protected, but she says more is needed to truly help women and girls when it comes to this new crime. Experts agree.
We have suggested an independent regulator where a victim can say, I found a deepfake of me. What are my options? And then this place could provide options and also help them pursue the options.
And that's everything.
With her criminal case closed, this woman says she's suing the man who made a deepfake of her.
This is another attempt at justice.
She's also calling for more education on deepfakes and more resources to help victims navigate the justice system. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Halifax.
Yeah.
An Air Canada flight from Newark, New Jersey to Halifax was diverted to Boston on Wednesday when the captain experienced a medical issue after takeoff. Air Canada says the pilot was removed from the flight deck as per safety protocols. The first officer then took control of the plane. Rodney McDonald was on board with his wife and 2 children. He knew something was wrong when the plane suddenly veered hard to the left and then to the right. He says at first the pilot was laying in the aisle unresponsive, but then began to seize violently. McDonald was one of several passengers who jumped up to help.
You know, you're trying not to be fearful in those moments, but it's very hard to fend off fear when all of a sudden that airplane felt like a paper plane, you know, when it was out of control and all of a sudden the pilot's on the floor. It took me a few minutes to kind of realize, wait, one pilot is on the floor. There is another pilot flying the plane and this guy's out of the cockpit. We're fine. So for a few minutes, both my wife and I have reflected on it. Like we had some pretty dark thoughts.
There were 61 passengers on board. After landing in Boston, the pilot was taken away by ambulance. Air Canada says they have no additional information to share about his condition. A Bridgewater teen accused of plotting with another youth in Manitoba to attack their respective high schools is facing a new charge. During a brief session in youth court in Bridgewater this morning, the Crown announced the addition of a charge of counseling somebody to commit an indictable offense. That's on top of the charges laid earlier of uttering threats and conspiracy to commit murder. The teen has been in custody since his arrest back in March. He faces a bail hearing next month. Canada's Justice Minister was in Halifax Thursday to tout changes to the criminal code intended to keep transit workers safer. Changes included in the recently passed Bill C-14 include expanding the existing aggravated factor for violence against a transit operator to apply to all employees, including fare inspectors, station staff, and maintenance workers.
When you can actually direct the courts to consider it as an aggravating factor when they're coming to sentencing, we should expect to see stiffer penalties to signal to people that we're not going to allow or condone in any way, shape, or form attacks that target people who keep cities moving, including transit operators. So this is about protecting those who operate the system, but it's also about giving confidence to Canadians that they're going to be able to live freely in their communities.
Bill C-14 also includes provisions to make bail and sentencing laws stronger for repeat and violent offenders. Interest in buying local remains strong a year and a half after trade tensions with the United States ramped up. From liquor stores to local markets, many Halifax residents are still using their wallets to fire back, boycotting American products in favor of homegrown goods. The CBC's Richard Woodbury reports.
I would love to see Canada be the 51st state.
Customer Dale Darling is on the hunt to buy local. When she first heard Trump's comments, she had a visceral reaction.
I don't understand why anyone would think that any nation would react well to basically talk of colonization. So, it is hard to look in a neutral way at what's going on outside our borders, and I simply had such a negative reaction to it. I wasn't prepared to support their economy.
She stopped buying American products and says many of her friends have done the same. Several Nova Scotia retailers say they continue to see a lot of interest in buying local. At Westside Beer, Wine, Spirits in Clayton Park, while bourbon is popular, there's less demand for other American products.
And so for the most part, Canadians, I think we have really spoken with their wallets, saying that they still want to support Canadian and local, and that the U.S. products are not things that they are super keen on buying in great demand.
And at the NSLC, sales of Nova Scotian alcohol products increased more than 11% in the most recent fiscal year. This happened at the same time that overall alcohol sales fell. In a statement, NSLC spokesperson Tara McKinnon said that most of the remaining U.S. inventory is wine and spirits, and, quote, given the volume of U.S. wine on hand, it will take some time to sell through it. At a local source market in Halifax, Trump talk drove new customers to the store, and they continue to shop there. Founder Sean Gallagher believes the interest in buying local took root at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We can just support each other, and small economic decisions kind of make a difference. And that's what was kind of laid bare during the pandemic. So then when Trump came around second term and is, trying to annex us and give us grief, we're like, that's okay, we can do other things.
He says people are able to express their Canadian pride by buying local, and they're enjoying doing it. Richard Woodbury, CBC News, Halifax.
And Ryan's here for a first look at the weather, and it felt like summer today.
It did, especially across the southwest half of the province. I know you folks in the northeast leaving a little to be desired, no question, as we look at those high temperatures for today. 13 Shetticamp onshore wind there, but most of Cape Breton into the mid to high teens. And yes, into the high teens across that Northumberland shore if you were away from not just standing right on the coastline, but you can see, into the 25, 26 range and through the southwest. Temperatures 24 in the metro area. Cool down tomorrow near the coastline along the Atlantic, and that is where that southeast wind is going to be prevalent. Warmer temperatures across the northeast for tomorrow. We'll be looking at the chance for some showers and even a rumble of thunder moving through here into the northwest tomorrow. It's on the leading edge of this next system, and you can see for Friday, yes, clouds certainly increasing as we work throughout the day, and a chance for some showers and thunderstorms starting to pop up into the evening for northwestern areas. areas. It does look like we'll see some shower activity late Friday through the overnight and continuing into Saturday for most of us. We'll talk about that with your full weekend forecast coming up.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, if you have a trip to Cape Breton planned this summer, you'll need to book ahead to hike the Skyline Trail. Starting Friday, visitors will need to reserve their parking spot in advance. Parks Canada is putting the new system in place due to overcrowding of the iconic trail during peak season. The CBC's Ethan Hunt has that story.
If you're planning to visit one of Atlantic Canada's most popular trails, you'll need to reserve a parking spot. Lots at the Skyline Trail in Cape Breton are completely full during peak season. So starting June 26th, locals and tourists alike will need to book in advance. Adam Hill has been walking the trail for 20 years.
People identify Cape Breton by just seeing Skyline Trail. We are in a very special place that a lot of people want to visit. So this measure allows everyone to see it. As long as everyone's planning forward, everyone should be able to see this trail and keep it in the shape that it needs to be in for future generations.
Hill says he's happy to see how many people the Skyline Trail draws to the island, but overcrowding is becoming an issue. Kirsty Tekrider works for Parks Canada. She says hikers are stepping off the designated path, causing harm to the ecosystem. Tekrider says there are concerns about some at-risk species, including the swallow-tail butterfly, which she says has been in the area since the Ice Age.
We've had to control the access to ensure everybody's safety as they were entering. We found that we were closing the trail more and more frequently when the parking lot came to capacity.
There are 100 parking spaces available. Visitors can now stay for a maximum of 4 hours. Bookings can be made online for $13 or over the phone for $15. Some visitors managed to squeeze in a hike this week before the new parking system comes into effect on Friday. Still, many say they understand why the change is needed.
It gives everyone a good opportunity to see all of the nature, instead of having to not be able to and have it be full. So I think it's a good news system.
Based on how busy it is today, even with the weather, I think it sort of makes sense that you would sort of need to have some sort of organization for it.
I can imagine getting very, very busy.
If you have the opportunity to come to Cape Breton Island and especially see the Skyline Trail, take the effort to go online, book your parking space, and come see this magical, magical place.
Ethan Hunt, CBC News, Cape Breton Highlands National Park.
The streets of Truro will be bustling on Saturday for the town's 10th annual Pride Parade. As the CBC's Luke Ettinger tells us, the community came together this week to reflect on the importance of inclusivity and the progress the town has seen over the years.
But when I came around the corner and I saw, it just took my breath away. It really did.
A decade ago, Al McNutt led the first ever Truro Pride Parade, following a conversation with Dave McNeil, who's now the local police chief. The event brought McNutt to tears.
It was just so overwhelming for me to see that amount of color and that amount of the number of people.
McNutt shared that story and others from his decades of activism at an evening of stories and reflections this week.
I hope that our request will be given the utmost consideration.
In 2007, McNutt requested Truro Town Council fly the pride flag, but it was denied by an almost unanimous vote. Some in the community protested that decision, including Phyllis Taylor.
Some of us are in our 60s, but I mean, we're not going to stop fighting. You know, it doesn't matter how old you get. I mean, you got to fight for the younger generation.
Taylor was among those who cheered when McNutt spoke about 2S LGBTQ+ dances and potlucks in the decades before a Pride festival came to town. Years later, and Truro Pride is getting ready for their 10th annual event this Saturday. But organization chair Jillian Toonders says their work is far from over. Truro Pride received $50,000 from the province to host a conference for 2S LGBTQ+ nonprofits.
To be able to kind of resource share our wins, share our losses, try to maybe troubleshoot some of those things together and really build a community.
And Truro Pride is not just happening here in town. The province's largest pride organization outside of Halifax has also hosted events in Portapique and Tatamagouche. Luke Ettinger, CBC News, Truro.
Wasn't that a pretty scene? That's Margaret'sville from earlier today. Ryan is up next with his full weather forecast, and we'll see you on the other side of that break. And Ryan is here now with his full weather forecast. So just a great day today in the Halifax area, especially, and in the valley. Some folks hoping for like a copy paste.
Yeah,
that for
a
the
little
next
more
few
of
days.
this, a little further east and northeast.
Yeah.
I know the folks along the Northumberland Shore and Cape Breton are waiting for a little bit more of a warm up and brighter skies there as well. It's very slow going here as we work our way into summer. But be careful what you wish for. Right. And this is, again, we've been talking on this show in the last couple of days with the international news that Europe has been scorching. And have a look at this. These are the temperatures from across the pond today. Hopefully it's going to load for me. Maybe it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, have a look at some of these temperatures. You can see 40 degrees in Paris today and across many parts of France into the low 40s. Then you have to add the humidity on top of that. They are just not used to that type of heat, even southern parts of the UK and London. As you can see, Germany, Czechia, all very, very hot today. So yes, careful what you wish for. I don't think anybody wants it to be that hot here. Perhaps a few, but 26 degrees our hot spot today at Kedzie and through Shelburne as well. 24 Halifax, 23 at the airport, 17 in Sydney, and looking at 19 at Ingonish Beach for a high today. 13 in Cheticamp with that onshore wind for Inverness County. It's just 11 there now, and you can see Sydney's just at 12, 20 degrees still hanging on. Amherst back down through to the metro area, and Kedzie still at 25. As we look at those winds right now, in from the generally the west to southwest for today here across the southwestern parts of the province, but it's been an onshore northeast flow for you folks here across that Northumberland shore and into Cape Breton today, keeping things cool, especially through Inverness County. Now, yeah, some cloud cover in the mix, but overall it's been fairly quiet this afternoon after that cloud cover finally kicked out across Cape Breton and the Northumberland shore. This is the next system that's going to be rolling in, and that will bring increasing clouds mainly for western and central areas tomorrow. You folks in Cape Breton in the northeast, you folks will get your better day tomorrow. Have a look at temperatures across North America right now. Looking a little more summer-like for sure. St. John's at 9 degrees, sticking out like a sore thumb again. Now, tonight, we're going to see lows in the 6 to 10 range for Cape Breton, 11 to 13 across the mainland. As we look ahead to Friday, our thunderstorm outlook, now that we're into the summer season, I'll try to do this a little more regularly. And you can see the risk for thunderstorms tomorrow, Yarmouth County, especially Digby, Annapolis County, and into Kings and up into northern Cumberland County. That's going to be our greatest risk for thunderstorms through the day. And as we walk you through the timeline, very quiet for tonight. And then, yes, as we move throughout the day on Friday, we're going to be seeing sun and cloud mix across Cape Breton in the northeast. Clouds building and thickening as we move throughout the morning for western and central areas. And once again, you can see the timeline here. We're at 3 p.m. This is when we're going to start to see those shower chances marching in here across the northwest of the province, across the Bay of Fundy, Cobequid Bay. And you see these yellows, oranges, and reds. The atmosphere will be primed for some heavy downpours, gusty winds, and possibly some localized hail with these thunderstorms. So a heads up if you are going to be perhaps in a tent on Friday evening. It is tis the season. Now, as we look at the temperatures for Cape Breton tomorrow, ranging between 15 and 19, warmest temperatures in Inverness County with those southerly winds. Antigonish and across the Northumberland shore tomorrow will be into the 20s. We're looking at an onshore wind for Halifax Metro, so it will be cooler near the water. Inland will be into the high teens and near 20, and the warmest temperatures here will be in the west, but also, again, running that risk for a shower or thunderstorm. As we look ahead to the weekend, it is going to be Saturday, some sun, some cloud breaking out here, but as that sun and cloud breaks out, we'll look at the potential for some scattered showers developing into the afternoon. Looks like things quiet down for Saturday evening. If you've got some Saturday evening plans, things looking much quieter, which is good, 18 to 20 degrees. You can see things kind of fizzle out through Saturday evening. Sunday, a similar story. Some sun breaks through, and then in that sun, that daytime heating, things get popping in the atmosphere. Showers develop, and even a risk for a rumble of thunder both days. We are looking at a pretty good chance, or I should say, an isolated chance for showers Monday. Tuesday looks like the wettest day of the week. Wednesday looks like the driest day of the week, which would be nice, given it's Canada Day.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
The weather in our region has been a challenge for wild blueberry growers and the beekeepers who pollinate their crops. A cold, wet spring comes on the heels of a drought last summer, and despite that, some growers on PEI say the outlook for 2026 is better than they expected. Nancy Russell reports.
The cold, wet spring on Prince Edward Island has slowed down the bees here in this wild blueberry field. The good news is that there wasn't any damaging frost, just a lot of rain.
It has delayed the crop that's growing behind us for next year. The vines are behind schedule, but we've got a couple of months of summer here. It can make up time pretty quick.
Benny Neighbors says there is a bright side to all of the rain this spring.
There is adequate moisture reserves now that'll help us get through some dry periods. But again, if we go through another summer like last summer, it'll run out pretty quick.
Blueberries take 2 years to grow, so the concern was that this year's berries would be affected by the lack of rainfall last summer. Neighbours says fields in the other maritime provinces have been hit hard, less so here on PEI.
While blueberries is a very resilient crop, it has quite a root system underneath the ground, so it looks like it pulled through here for us on PEI.
These bees have just finished their work pollinating blueberries. Troy Fraser says the year got off to a tough start, with winter losses of bees higher than he would have liked. Then came the spring, cool and wet, not ideal for pollination.
We didn't have as many flying days, and we're talking 15 degrees Celsius plus from the end of May up until today.
Fraser says many of the flowers that the bees flocked to in the spring were later because of the cold, rainy weather. He says something similar happened last year with a drought, and the results were better than expected.
The drought last year, I believe it just made one species of flower finish earlier and another start earlier. So there was no dearth, or we didn't experience any dearth periods where the bees didn't have any nectar coming in. There was good honey production last year. I'm hoping for that this year as well.
Beekeepers and blueberry growers are hoping for the right combination of sunshine and rainfall for a successful summer of berries and honey. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Cardigan.
Coming up, making waves. Lake Banook in Dartmouth hosts the ICF Masters Canoe Sprint World Championships.
We have.
A major world-class paddling event is happening right now on Lake Banook in Dartmouth. And for more on this, I'm joined by Mark James, Executive Director of Canoe 26. So a big event with a big name. Tell me a bit about it.
So we have 2 World Championships. The first is one happening on right behind us. It's the ICF Canoe Sprint Masters World Championships. That's for athletes aged 35 to 70 plus. So multiple age categories, athletes from all over the world are coming to join us.
Well, how big a deal is it to have it here in Dartmouth?
It's really big. So we have a long history of event hosting here, dating all the way back to 1989. But to have the Masters Championships here, this is the first time we've had it, and it's really incredible to have a bit of a full circle moment on the Sport for Life principles.
Well, talk to me about the vibe here.
You know what? Everyone seems really happy. There's a nice blend of community and high performance. So I think it's a great way to kick off these 2 events, is to have people coming from across the country and across the world, sharing boats, sharing memories. And some of these people have known each other for 30, 40 years. So it's pretty incredible.
How far away are people coming from?
All over. So we have athletes from all of Europe. We have a couple athletes from Asia, Australia. So they're coming from all corners.
Well, you mentioned this event, and then there's another event next week. That's with the juniors, correct?
That's right. So we have the Junior Under 23 World Championships. Those start on July 1st. So Canada Day, what a better way to start it out. But there we have athletes from 55 federations, countries, and it's 800 participants. So it's quite a bit larger, and this one is our way to work out the kinks.
And talk to me about some of the local paddlers that are going to be here.
Yeah, so next week we have about 11 local paddlers from across several of ADCKC's canoe clubs in the area. They span all of the HRM region, and we're really excited to see what some of them will do.
What kind of work goes into getting something like that here?
Well, actually, normally it would have been a bid with 4 years out to the event, but the International Canoe Federation approached us last year to see if we'd be interested in hosting this last minute after a bit of a change in the hosting country. So we looked through the event and we decided that we could do it. So the last 6 months we've been firing on all cylinders.
And you're a former paddler yourself. What is it like for you here?
You know, I always wanted to race at the World Championships on Lake Banook, but I think the next best thing to that is organizing one. So I'm pretty fortunate to be here in this position.
And the weather looks pretty decent.
Yeah, we had a couple days of rain, and everyone got a little soaked, a little cold, but it couldn't be better now. And the outlook for the rest of the event is incredible.
And talk a bit about what it means for the broader community, not just the paddling community, to have these many people who come from so far away, and what it does for the economy.
Well, you know, we have an incredible projected economic impact of $14 million from this event. You know, everyone's here for upwards of a week, and they're spending money at our hotels, at our restaurants, shopping. But beyond that, these events create some incredible infrastructure around Lake Banook that all of the public gets to enjoy and take part in and be proud of.
Well, what are some tips for folks who do want to come down and see it in person?
Well, on June 30th, we have opening ceremonies down at McMack Amateur Aquatic Club on Prince Albert Road. Those are at 5:30 on June 30th. But July 1st to 5th, we're actually closing Prince Albert Road. We'll have multiple vendors, things to do, things to see, and we'll have lots of medal presentations and exciting races to take in.
Now, to have these kind of events here, does that lead to more down the road? Is that what you're hoping, or a return of these events?
It is. So with hosting this a little bit last minute, we are hoping to put our best foot forward with the International Federation. Our goal is to try to make it very attractive, come back again, create some capacity and infrastructure here so that it's easier for the International Federation, easier for the countries to travel, to come here, a little bit less expensive hopefully, and they have a positive experience.
All right. Well, best of luck with both events. It sounds like it's going to be great.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Coming up, 2 strong earthquakes strike Venezuela, leaving hundreds dead and injured. Canada is promising aid. And a new hope for burn victims thanks to an experimental treatment developed by a hospital in Ontario. Welcome back. The people of Venezuela are facing a disaster of almost unimaginable proportions. Two powerful earthquakes just a minute apart Wednesday evening caused widespread destruction around the capital of Caracas. Thousands are feared dead, hundreds of buildings have collapsed, and tens of thousands are now without homes. Journalist Cody Weddle reports.
We do believe that international rescue groups have started to arrive in Caracas. That will be such a relief for so many people who are waiting for information about their loved ones. Many of them feared to be trapped under those collapsed buildings. So many people looking for information, some people hopeful that their family members are not trapped, but in fact in a clinic somewhere already receiving treatment. We have seen websites pop up where folks are uploading photos, information about their family members, hoping that someone has seen them. On just one of those websites, 30,000 posts have already been made of folks looking for information about their missing family members. Other people say they know that their family members are likely in that rubble, but they maintain hope that they are still alive and that they can be pulled from that rubble. We have seen videos of folks who have been successfully pulled out of those conditions. I spoke to one young girl who her brother and his girlfriend were trapped likely in one of those collapsed buildings. Two people who were with them were able to escape, but somehow they did not escape. She said she is now very hopeful that with the arrival of these international rescue groups, they will have the equipment necessary to start moving that rubble in a way to hopefully pull her brother and his girlfriend out alive. Cody Weddle for CBC News, Bogota.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has given an update on his government's accomplishments in a wide-ranging news conference marking the end of the spring sitting of Parliament. But as Ashley Burke reports, he faced questions about the challenges he's facing next.
The Prime Minister trumpeting his government's achievements while acknowledging the challenges ahead. Chief among them landing a deal with Donald Trump.
What I have seen with the president is that you're not close to make a deal and then you make a deal.
Carney's facing pressure to renew North America's free trade pact that's up for review next week, and to convince Trump to lower his tariffs, hitting some Canadian industries hard.
We could sign a bad deal this afternoon, right? We could have signed a bad deal a year ago. We're not going to sign a bad deal, so it has to be a real deal.
This summer, Carney is also headed back to the Stampede, this time with dozens of MPs ahead of a key vote about Alberta's future in Canada.
It's a dangerous bluff.
Carney says he plans to try and convince Alberta Canada is getting better on his watch. He warned of the dangers of flirting with separatism that he says at the very least could mean years of uncertainty at the worst possible time.
The whole country are moving to the forefront right at the time when we're seen as one of the most trustworthy, reliable, desirable countries to do business with, and we shouldn't mess that up.
The Conservatives leader agrees on the challenges, but says what Carney calls achievements are all a mirage.
It's all an illusion. The result of Mark Carney in the lives of ordinary Canadians is more cost, more debt, more recession, more crime, more of the same.
The one question Carney wouldn't answer was about his official residence. 24 Sussex Drive has been sitting vacant for more than a decade. It had to be gutted to strip out mold, asbestos, and rodents. Carney has called it an embarrassment and now says he'll announce what he plans to do with it on Friday. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
A health monitoring authority in Spain says more than 200 deaths since Sunday could be linked to extreme hot weather. This comes as large swaths of Western Europe remain in the grip of a severe heat wave.
We are actually going to leave a little early because it's too hot. We're going to leave Paris early.
Temperatures in Britain and France hit another record high for June on Wednesday. The scorching heat has forced some schools to shut down or reduce classroom hours in both countries. In general, many homes across Europe are not equipped with air conditioning. Temperatures are expected to intensify in Germany, Italy, and Austria in coming days. The early summer heat is also posing a threat to crops. A human rights group says Israel is accelerating forced evictions of Palestinians in occupied East Jerusalem. It says about 150 Palestinians have been forced from their homes so far this year. Several houses have been demolished and more people are being told to leave. The CBC's Crystal Gamansing reports.
In the Silwan area of occupied East Jerusalem, you'll see giant murals of eyes peering down from the buildings, a sign in that community that people are watching. Palestinians who live there say they are seeing more and more homes demolished and more homes where Palestinians are being evicted and Israeli settlers are moving in. They say you can see that change because houses in the community will have Israeli flags flying on them now. One family that I spoke with, Adel Halim Shaludi, they had an eviction notice, but they have a bit of an extension. It was supposed to be for yesterday. It has been moved to Sunday. I was told that it was in fact Shaludi's parents who rented it back in 1964. The owner has long since passed away, but the property was taken over by the state under the absentee property law.
I lived here all of my life. I've been born here. I raised my children here. My children married here. And truly, for a decade, my dream is to die here. I want to say goodbye to my memories.
Now, there was a rally in the area not far from the Shaludi's home. Different organizations, including Peace Now in Iramim, they say they are trying to raise awareness about the number of Palestinians losing their home. One of the event organizers says she is aware of 27 different Palestinian families that will soon also be given eviction notices. Human Rights Watch is also trying to highlight this issue, noting these forced evictions and demolitions of homes in the occupied East Jerusalem area go against Article 49 of the Geneva Convention, and they are hoping that more people pay attention so that fewer Palestinians will be forced from their homes. Crystal Gamansing, CBC News, Jerusalem.
RCMP have charged a man with sexual offenses involving minors in BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. There are 4 alleged victims ranging in age from 12 to 18, and police believe there may be others. A caution: viewers may find some details disturbing. The CBC's Sam Sampson reports.
RCMP are describing 4 incidents involving the same suspect, 32-year-old Joseph Kidd from Grand Prairie, a man they say used social media to allegedly sexually assault a handful of young women and girls. RCMP say a 14-year-old girl from BC came to the Grand Prairie detachment in April. Police say she alleged Kidd picked her up in BC, then drove back to his home in Grand Prairie. Police say she was there for a week and got out when Kidd left for work. We don't have exact details of what happened, but police charged him with several offenses, including sexual assault. Kidd was released on conditions, but shortly after, in early May, RCMP responded to a 911 call at his home. Police allege Kidd had driven to Lloydminster to pick up an 18-year-old woman who they allege he sexually assaulted after she refused to engage in sexual acts. He was arrested and again charged with sexual assault. Now, Kidd was released in early June with a promise to appear in court later that month. But a few weeks later, a 15-year-old alleged that Kidd sexually assaulted her after offering her a ride. Police say there were multiple incidents between the two and charged Kidd with several offenses, including, again, sexual assault. Then last week, RCMP received a call from the mother of a 12-year-old girl who said a man tried to lure her daughter into this vehicle. RCMP say they found Kidd driving this car and charged him with abduction of a person under 14. He appeared in court on Monday and will remain in custody until July 2nd. Here's what RCMP said when they were asked why Kidd kept getting released into the community.
Decisions are made independently of the police, are made through a judicial process and subject to the legal framework that applies to all accused people in Canada. Police present the information and evidence during the investigation, but ultimately decisions about release, detention, and conditions are made through the court process.
Police say they believe Kidd was contacting victims through social media platforms, though they won't say which ones exactly. They do say they're releasing images of him and his vehicle in case there are other victims out there. Sam Sampson, CBC News, Edmonton.
Air Canada is facing questions about ticket pricing after a Montreal couple found a discounted fare that ended up costing more than their original ticket. As Sophia Harris explains, dynamic pricing can do that, but industry experts say consumers should get more transparency.
This Montreal couple thought they'd scored a deal. Just 15 hours after booking a trip with Air Canada, they learned about a new promotion, 25% off base fares. So they immediately canceled their tickets at no charge and rebooked.
I was like, oh, this is great. We'll get 25% off. Fantastic. And then, yeah, I was very quickly disappointed.
Turns out the new tickets were more expensive, even with the discount.
I was pretty angry. I was very unimpressed. I felt misled.
In an email, Air Canada said the couple's initial booking price included a 20% discount, which wasn't disclosed. But that doesn't explain why the base fare for the couple's new tickets, with a steeper 25% discount, cost almost $6 more. Not much money, but for this couple, it was a question of principle.
Like, the sale wasn't really a sale at all.
Air Canada attributed the new higher cost to dynamic pricing, a widespread industry practice where the base fare climbs in real time when there's increased demand, like during a sale.
That's dynamic pricing. The pricing will change depending on what the market demands for that, and that's legit.
But this aviation expert also says the practice leaves customers in the dark.
How you base a sale has morphed into something today that is incomprehensible to the traveling public.
There is a formula, I guess, but it's not a formula that has any transparency behind it.
This law professor says one solution is to mandate that businesses be upfront about the use of dynamic pricing during a sale.
Disclosing this could help consumers to make, I think, a more informed decision.
Canada's Competition Bureau says dynamic pricing is a legally accepted practice, but it can raise red flags if it leads to unfair competition, and that the Bureau continues to monitor its use in the country. Sophia Harris, CBC News, Toronto.
A hospital in Ontario is believed to be the world's first to use an experimental treatment to help a teen heal and recover from severe facial burns. Shoshana Reed shows how her recovery is giving hope to other burn victims. A warning, some of the images in this report may be difficult for viewers.
The tissue is just not.
Dr. Mark Yeshke is about to show how his badly burned patient first came to him. The images are difficult to look at.
You can appreciate the depth of the burn.
18-year-old Caitlin Jeffrey was seriously injured with second and third degree burns after a fire broke out at a fraternity party.
I remember driving home and I was like, I do not accept to do a skin graft. I don't want her face to heal with scars.
Determined for a better outcome, his medical team at Hamilton Health Sciences acted quickly, getting compassionate approval from Health Canada for an experimental treatment using exosomes. They are tiny particles produced by cells in the body that carry signals from one cell to another and accelerate healing.
I have to say, I don't think anybody experienced this acceleration of regeneration of a deep burn, ever.
Through injections under the skin, surgeons applied 1 trillion exosomes over 2 sessions in a first-of-its-kind treatment. The results, remarkable for Jeffrey.
I had thought that my face was going to look the way it did for the rest of my life, but the difference from before and after was night and day.
She avoided skin grafting surgery, and the procedure allowed her skin to heal fast and smooth. Exosomes have shown effectiveness in treating wounds, but researchers had yet to test them in burns on humans until now. Experts say it's a significant development.
Oftentimes these patients need multiple operations to reconstruct different areas if they contract or if the scar is really bad.
Spencer Beach knows the physical and mental anguish that comes with treating burns.
20 seconds in a fire added up to 5 years of my life in recovery.
A workplace fire nearly killed him and left 90% of his body covered in 3rd and 4th degree burns.
I'm actually really excited to see where burn treatment is going because we're regrowing an organ, and that is massive.
Next, researchers hope to do clinical trials to better understand exosomes and prove this treatment can work for others. Shoshana Reed, CBC News, Toronto.
Legendary Canadian musician David Clayton Thomas, who fronted the band Blood, Sweat and Tears during its most popular period in the late 60s and early 70s, has died.
I know a dark, secluded place, a place where no one knows your face.
The British-born singer made Toronto his home. In 1968, he joined Blood, Sweat and Tears. The group's self-titled album went on to sell millions, and it won 5 Grammy Awards. Clayton Thomas was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, and he received a star on Canada's Walk of Fame in 2010. According to his publicist, Clayton Thomas died peacefully yesterday at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. He was 84. Canada's main stock index rose more than 100 points, helped by gains in the basic materials and industrial sectors, while U.S. markets were mixed. Here's a look at the numbers as we go to break. We are back to wrap things up, and it's picture time.
Yeah, it is.
Where shall we go today?
Yeah, there was a lot of choice.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of pictures that came in from last night's sunset. There was a lot of clouds in the mix, and the sun was, as the sun was setting, and so it really was picturesque across many many of towns across the province. But this is where we're going to head down towards the Lunenburg County area, and this is a terrific one from Martins Brook. This is looking towards Blockhouse.
Ooh,
And
look at those colors.
Craig May, absolutely picturesque. Fantastic pick. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Nice sunset pick there. Yeah, thanks to Craig for sharing this. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca, as we said. There is the forecast for tomorrow. The wind is from the southeast, south to southeast, and so what we'll see is that onshore flow, keeping temperatures cooler along the Atlantic coastline, 17 to 20. We're going to be climbing into the low to mid 20s for northern areas tomorrow. So a nice change. The Northumberland shore was pretty chilly today, and those onshore winds, that'll be the opposite case for tomorrow. Looking at the risk for some showers and thunderstorms into the afternoon, Yarmouth County and up through the valley, the Bay of Fundy region and into Cobequid Bay and the Cumberland Colchester area. There's Friday afternoon, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms developing there on the northern parts of the province. And then we'll run that risk into Friday night, kind of more widespread. Saturday afternoon, it's a chance for some scattered showers, then kind of quietening down for Saturday evening. And then looking ahead to Sunday, it's kind of a similar story where we'll see some pop-up showers developing into the afternoon, but I do think we'll see some sunshine both days this weekend. Monday looking at an isolated chance for a shower. Tuesday's looking pretty damp with a system coming in from the northwest, but it looks like we should see a nice day for Canada Day. Be nice to thread the needle with this unsettled pattern.
Absolutely. All right, let's see if it happens.
Yeah.
Well, Copenhagen Zoo is riding high after welcoming a third baby giraffe in as many months.
This year's been unusual in the sense that we've had 3 giraffe births since March, and that means that all of our 3 female giraffes have given birth.
The zoo in Denmark's capital is part of an international giraffe breeding program. The species is not endangered, but it remains vulnerable. The giraffe population has declined significantly in the wild over the past few decades.
Oh, and if you didn't know, a group of giraffes is called a tower. And when a wild herd is on the move, it's a journey of giraffes.
You're so smart.
The
Ryan.
more you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.